All right, that was just my cubed up steak into my 13 by 9. We are going right on in with one of my favorite cheeses, an Italian style blend for this delicious one pan recipe. I'm gonna go in with that entire bag of Italian style right over my par cooked little chunks of steak. I actually saw this steak on sale and I thought this would be a great recipe. I'm also coming in with some cheddar jack. Again, going in with that entire bag of cheddar jack. You can feel free to do any kind of cheese you like, but these are just gonna be the perfect cheeses for this recipe. Alongside our cheese and our steak bits, I'm gonna come in with some tomato sauce. I just got the Kroger brand and we're going in with this entire can right on top into our 13 by 9, just like so. You could also do like a marinara here. You could always make your own kind of sauce, but I'm gonna go with that entire can. And then with that can, I have just some vegetable broth. I like to use veggie broth for this recipe. And what we're actually gonna do is just pour it right into that can so we can get the remainder of that tomato juice, sauce, not juice. I think maybe about 2/3 the way into our little can. And again, just going right over our delicious little steak bits, our cheese, and our tomato. Perfect. And to top off our ingredients so far, I'm gonna come in with some crushed red peppers. I love a good little spice. You could also do a chili powder here. If you weren't digging the spicy, you could always just go in with a simple paprika or your favorite hot sauce. I next have some Italian seasonings. And again, I just like the store brand kind of seasonings. They are super inexpensive and you basically get these same ingredients for half the price. And in addition, I'm gonna bring in some garlic sea salt. I am a garlic girly, so I'm going in with that sea salt. I did just barely season our little steak tips, so you can kind of feel free to play around with different seasonings for this recipe. That is the great thing about it. We're going in with some watch your sister sauce. Just a touch, because it is pretty strong, all on top of our 13 by 9. And to complete our delicious 13 by 9, I have some cooked elbow pasta that we're going right into our 13 by 9 with. Ooh, that made a little bit of a mess, but that's all right. And I'm just gonna go in and just start to break up and grab our little extra off the counter. Honey Girl did get one and that's all right. Ooh, perfect. One last one. All right, and now I'm gonna come in with my spatula and we are going to start to stir all of our ingredients into our 13 by 9. Like I said, I just kind of par cooked our steak bits because we didn't want them well done unless you want them well done. But I'm just going in and stirring all of our seasonings, that delicious macaroni noodle, our veggie broth, and of course our cheeses. I love making this recipe during the week. It's a great portion that you can kind of just make and then eat throughout the week is how I like to roll. But I mean, look at how delicious this is. And the great thing is you can also customize it, which we always love. I think that's looking pretty good. I don't know about everyone else. Yeah, a little steak bake. And to top off our steak mac and cheese, I'm gonna come in. I just have some Tillamook medium cheddar farm style cut. And I'm just going to cover all of our delicious ingredients just like so we can get a nice, beautiful golden crust. We are ready to place this into our oven. We want that crust to be nice and ooey and gooey and bubbly, so maybe 15, 20 minutes at 375. Wow, look at how delicious our steak mac and cheese with tomato sauce turned out. It's kind of like an Italian deliciousness. I took this out of the oven and I did let it sit just so we can kind of get it more like a casserole style. But before we cut into it, I almost forgot. We cannot forget our chives. Almost forgot. And that is one of my favorite parts about this dish. I love the added little greenery, a little bit of freshness. I'm gonna go in with my kitchen shears, everyone's favorite. And just go right on top and just add some of that lovely chive. You could also do a green onion here. You could do a scallion. Oh, I mean, doesn't that look delicious? I love a good chive. Baby, you are my chive. Make sure, you know, all that and then some, every last bit. We don't waste anything here. All right, now we're ready. Back to the spatula. Oh, that crunch from the cheese too. I wanna make sure I get a nice big piece of steak with mine. This is the kind of mac and cheese I want. Steak, all the cheeses, my chives. Oh, and see the sear we got on that steak? I mean, look at how delicious. Oh, and all of our cheese, our vegetable broth, our delicious seasonings. I mean, that looks absolutely delicious. I'm ready to give this a bite. I'm so excited. It's still steaming, even though we did let it sit. But I mean, oh, the cheese pull too. Enjoy.